More than 100 men, women, and children disappeared without a trace. No bodies, no signs of a battle, no survivors. When rescuers finally arrived, the entire colony was gone. Houses stood empty. The only clue left behind was a single word carved into a wooden post: Croatoan. More than 4 centuries have passed, yet no one knows what really happened. This is the mystery of the Lost Colony of Roanoke. The year was 1587. England dreamed of building its first permanent colony in the New World. More than 100 settlers, including men, women, and children, sailed across the Atlantic Ocean, hoping to begin a new life. Their destination, Roanoke Island, off the coast of present-day North Carolina. The colony was led by John White, an artist, explorer, and the newly appointed governor. At first, everything seemed hopeful. The settlers built homes, planted crops, and believed they had finally found their future. But beneath the peaceful forests and the quiet shoreline, a mystery was already beginning to unfold. But the colony faced a serious problem. Food supplies were running low. Tensions with some local tribes were growing. The settlers desperately needed help from England. So Governor John White made a difficult decision. He would sail back across the Atlantic to bring supplies and more settlers. Before leaving, he promised his family he would return as quickly as possible. Among those he left behind was his daughter, Eleanor Dare, and his newborn granddaughter, Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the New World. No one could have imagined it would be the last time John White ever saw them. John White expected to return within a few months, but history had other plans. A war between England and Spain delayed every rescue ship. Months turned into years. Nearly 3 years later, John White finally returned to Roanoke. But what he found was beyond imagination. The colony was completely abandoned. Every house stood empty. There were no bodies, no signs of a battle, no evidence of a struggle. It was as if more than 100 people had simply vanished. Only one clue remained. A single word carved into a wooden post: Croatoan. There was one final clue: the word Croatoan. It had been carved carefully into a wooden post. There was no blood, no message asking for help, just one word. John White remembered an agreement they had made. If the colonists were forced to leave, they would carve the name of their destination. And if they were in danger, they would also carve a cross. But there was no cross, only the word Croatoan. Was it a message, or the beginning of an even greater mystery? For many historians, the most likely explanation is surprisingly simple. The settlers may not have disappeared at all. They may have left Roanoke and joined the friendly Croatoan tribe. Food was running out. Survival alone seemed impossible. Living with the native people could have been their only chance. Some later reports even claimed that English settlers were seen living among local tribes, but there was never enough evidence to prove the story. The mystery remained unsolved. But not everyone believes. The settlers found peace. Another theory suggests something far darker. Some historians believe the colony may have been attacked by hostile tribes or even by Spanish soldiers who wanted to destroy England's first settlement. Yet there was one problem. No bodies were ever found. No burned homes. No signs of a battle. It was as if the entire colony had simply vanished without a trace. More than 4 centuries have passed, yet no one knows what truly happened to the lost colony of Roanoke. Did they become part of the Croatoan tribe? Were they victims of war? Or did something else happen? Something history has forgotten forever? Archaeologists continue to search. Historians continue to debate. But the answers remain hidden, and perhaps they always will. The Lost Colony of Roanoke, one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. What do you think happened? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Mystery Atlas for more unsolved mysteries.